Amnish Aggarwal is joining in to talk about fundamental stock ideas and, of course, individual names that would be in focus today. Amnish, good to have you on. I want to start with textile stocks because the numbers are, at least right now, looking very, very favorable. We have a 10% levy on our exports to the US. Vietnam is at 20%. And a major rival market like Bangladesh is at 35%. China is even more. So even if the 10% levy continues, I mean, this could be a huge advantage for textile players, won't it? Do you like any stocks here, apparel and textiles?
The main thing is we need to be first clear what are the ultimate tariffs going to be.
Yeah.
Because you never know that today it is 10%, next day morning we get up and it is 25 or somewhere it is 30. So all these are very interim things till the time the trade agreements are there between US and some of the other countries. So we can't rely on these tariff numbers just to buy these stocks. So that is one. Secondly, as far as your exports are concerned, I think we have Gokuldas, we have Wellspun. So there are a few companies which are actually doing all these exports. In particularly your home textile and bed linen, India has been competitive, and the competition from Bangladesh and some of the other countries, that has been more in case of your apparel. Okay, where due to the duty advantages and you can say the most favored nation status from US and Europe, or Bangladesh had a huge advantage over India. So I think just because of this, you can say news, I will not tend to buy the textile stocks. Let the things settle. Let the duty structure be clear over the coming few months, because there can be, you can say, very wide variations in the duty.
No, okay, I take your point, Amnish. I take your point that we never know with these tariffs. Any day can be a different day. But intrinsically, like you mentioned, Wellspun living on the made-up side and the fabric side and a home textile side, or a Gokuldas on the apparel. Intrinsically, X of tariffs, just looking at business efficiency, valuations, margins, which of these companies do you like, if at all?
You see, Wellspun has been under pressure in the past few quarters, whereas Gokuldas has done well. So I think that there are many, you can say, factors at play. One has been the soft demand in US, and secondly, the margins have been under pressure. So, for example, Wellspun has rallied from something like 110.15 to 145. So till the time there is clarity, I think I would tend to be, it's more like sideways kind of a counter for me. When it comes to say Gokuldas, yes, the company has been doing well. But given the fact that it has risen significantly over the past few months, I think at the current juncture, I would tend to avoid any of these counters for fresh investments.
All right. When you talk about Wellspun India, since Wimbledon is going on, you can't take your eye off those towels, which are made here in India. But we got your view on the textile stocks. Let's talk about FMCG. Amnish, what is your view? We have Titan's numbers that have come out. And actually, if I compare it with some of the peers, it's looking a little bit softish. Maybe a couple of one-offs, maybe the high price of gold as well. Your view on Titan as well as the other jewelry names?
Nigel, we have to look at it in two ways. One is absolute growth, and the second is your same-store sales. If you look at some of the, you can say, names, say, which have grown faster than Titan, there the store additions have been far more. So, for example, in case of Titan, the growth rate is, say, 18%, then the store additions are hardly, say, 1% of the total. Whereas some of the other names, the store additions are even, say, accounting for 10-12% of the total numbers. So while, yes, there are a little soft relative to others, maybe by you can say a couple of percentage points, the gap is not that much if you look at on a per store basis. So that is one. Secondly, in case of, say, entire jewelry space, the last 1.5 months, beginning from middle of May, it had seen very sharp spike in gold prices. So that is one reason that there was some softness in demand during that period of time, which now I think might be better, because in the last 15-20 days, gold prices have corrected by a few percentage points. So I think these are all temporary sort of, say, variations. For example, despite all this, Titan has very strong sales in watches, and the company can post 18 to 20% PAT growth in this particular quarter. So I think while the stock has run up quite sharply from 3,150 to 3,200 to the current levels, I think I don't rule out a little bit of, say, correction. In the long term, yes, it remains to be a good stock. But I think valuations for all the jewelry companies, they are reasonably rich at this point of time.
I'm kind of sure you wouldn't have a view on any of these names, but let me throw them your way in any case. These are all kind of, in a way, penny names, but they had some of the largest volumes on the NSE yesterday. JP Power was limit up 20%. They'll come up on your screen. There was PC Jeweler. There's some buzz, by the way, around this one. And there is Ratan Power, which also was up big time. I think 1, 2, 3 in terms of volume-led gains yesterday. Amnish.
You see, not fair to give any view of any of these because some of these companies, they have seen very sharp moves in the past few months. But till the time one is very sure on the numbers, I think it's playing with investors' money.
Yeah, no, never. I don't know if you picked up anything. My question was more in that sort of, that line in terms of you picked up in terms of news flow or anything of that sort. But all kinds. Market, of course, buzz with all kinds of stuff which has been going around. These amine stocks from the chemical space, Amnish, have also done very well. Actually, last 6-7 days now, Balaji and Alkyl. Do you track these?
Yeah, I think we might be looking at some of these names.
So, Amnish, which within the specialty chemical space, specifically, which ones do you like?
See, I think we have got very few likings if you look at, say, the specialty chemical space, because this entire scenario of China plus one and all, it has not played out the way it was earlier thought to be. So there are, I would say, not many stocks which can give you decent upsides from here on. So if you ask me about, say, you can say the particular stocks, maybe you can look at, say, Navin Fluorine is one, or maybe I think some of the others. But our view on the chemical stocks is very mixed as of now.